Oops. We can get on there, get that on. All right, we'll do up your little chin strap. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. I'm dressing a duck. You're probably going, what did she say? I'm dressing a duck. This one's being very temperamental. He doesn't like his chin strap being done up. Hang on. Oops. Did we get it? No. All right, this is my rebel duck. I just got my set of quackers. And you're probably going, your set of what? A set of quackers. Oops. So what these are is these cute little ducks that you can dress. This one doesn't like doing his chin strap up, as you can see. But they do have, there's 5 different helmets. There's 5 ducks, 5 helmets. You can get pink ducks or yellow ducks. And they even have little buckles on their little helmets. And you can put propellers on their helmets, see? Woohoo! Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? But some of the ones you've got are like a white one with a star on it. There's a pink one with a star. There's a black one, a black shark, and a black 8-ball. And there's 5 ducks, and they each come with a gold chain, a pair of sunglasses, and a propeller. So I just did a Facebook Live of the unboxing of my quackers, and I'm kind of excited about this because what is a quacker? What are these? Well, have you ever heard? I think I may have told you guys about this about when you talk to the duck, and the whole premise of talking to the duck is last year on my genealogy class is I got given. Sorry, he's wearing bells. I got given this duck here by our instructor, and the story goes it's some guy in Silicon Valley. I'm not sure if he was at college at the time or if he was university, or if he was working for the company at the time, but whenever he had a problem with programming, he would get up and he would be seen walking around talking to a duck, and talking to the duck helped him work out the problem. So she had sent us each of us in her class, she had sent a duck, with the idea being that when we get stuck on a problem with genealogy is we talk to the duck. And so when a friend of mine is actually has these on eBay, and it's a set of 5, and I looked at them and I thought, ooh, I could have a quacker advisory board. Yes. So whenever I have a problem, I just talk to the advisory board and see what ideas and things they can come up with. So it's just a fun little gimmick thing. Great stocking stuffers, great for gift ideas and all that sort of thing. And the propeller works. You do have to, it is a little fiddly. You got to undo the screw here at the bottom and stick it through from the underside through the hole in the helmet here, and then you can screw the propeller on. And these little helmets, they actually do unbuckle, as you can see, because this one doesn't want to do his back up again. And they've got the gold chain, and they have the little sunglasses. And the only thing different about each one of these is the helmet. So this has got the pink one with the bunny rabbit. You got a pink star, a white with a black star. You got an 8-ball, and you got the shark. So each one of these ones, based on the helmet, can have different personalities and give you different responses when you talk to your quacker advisory. So just something a little fun to muck around with. And now I've got bits and pieces all over the place. So how was your day? Mine was super fantastic and sparkling. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1149. With the question of how is this possible? Well, I have to tell you, I was exhausted when I woke up this morning. I was full of energy, but I was, the brain was on fire. The body was a little tired, but I got up. Did our normal morning routine things. I made a protein shake before we got online, and then we got online for day 2 of Networking Riches, which was amazing. So this is day 2 of 4 days of learning for me this week. So day 2 of Networking Riches was amazing. We talked about stuff that was talked about yesterday. What were the things that people learned what was their biggest takeaways? Was there some stuff they'd already put into action? That sort of stuff. And so it was a good recap this morning, and brought everybody back to a place. And then we moved on to follow-up, which is one of my favorite sections. But then we got into my most favorite section of the entire 2-day workshop, and that is the breakthrough zones. And I love the breakthrough zones. And I have to tell you, we actually had 3 breakthrough zones today. They were phenomenal. The people who were on the seat in the breakthrough zone were very open. They were coachable. They came with one issue and left with blown minds. That's all I can say. They left with their minds blown. They had that was the one requirement. A couple of requirements we have is that you're open, honest, coachable, and you come with one problem that you're having in your business that the coaches can help you with. And like I said, we had 3 amazing breakthrough zones today. And I got the end of it, and I was like, I am so exhausted. I was like wiped out, and I've still got a couple of lives left to do. I just did one on the quackers. Oh, your glasses fell off again. This one doesn't like his glasses on. It doesn't like doing up his chin strap, and doesn't like his glasses on. And she's got a pink bunny on her helmet, so we're going to have problems with this one. I can tell. And anyway, and then we had a break, and then I had a break from so Networking Riches over and done with. It was a good, another good Networking Riches in the books. Great time and all of that. Everybody else was going off for a nap, and I thought, and I got another message through saying I had another package waiting for me at my mail place. So I thought, and Zeffy could tell I was getting in the car, and she was already like watching me like a hawk. Like she was like, where are you going? She was watching my every move. And whenever I got up, boom, she was right by my feet. Like, where are you going? What are we doing? Where am I going to? And I'm like, you can't come. It's 80-something degrees outside. You're not coming out in this heat. If I could find a way for you to stay in the car and leave the AC on and not have to and secure the car, then I'd be happy to take you with me. But I can't lock the car if the engine's running. So explaining that to a dog. So I put on The Incredibles for her. Sprinkled her treats around like I normally do. Gave her a chew stick as I walked out the door, and she was not happy. And I got back, and I did have to stop at Office Depot and pick up a couple of office supplies that I needed. And when I got home, she's at the door there. I'm like, I got an earful today. I'm in the doghouse, right? I was in the doghouse as soon as I walked in the door. But she shouldn't have been too much in the doghouse, because there's actually a bark box waiting for me to open. And I don't think she realizes that the bark box has arrived yet. She did give them all a good sniff, but she hasn't hung around that one. So I don't think she realizes the bark box is here yet. Not sure if I'll probably do a live tomorrow night, because I am mentally, physically exhausted right now. And I think my first class tomorrow is at 7 a.m. Pacific time. And I know on Saturday, my first class is at 6. I'm like, who the heck schedules a class at 6? And then I realized that, oh yeah, they're based on the East Coast. So they're just going on East Coast time, which is 9 a.m. their time. I'm like, so Saturday's going to be a very early start. I'm going to have to actually change my alarm clock that day, but that's okay, because come Sunday, we're sleeping in. Zeffy doesn't know that yet either, but we're sleeping in on Sunday. So it's not going to be long before we go to bed. I've still got to have dinner. I haven't had dinner yet. And it's after 8 o'clock, and I don't like eating after 8. So I'll probably just do a protein shake tonight for dinner. Zeffy is around somewhere. I'm surprised she hasn't bugged me yet, because it's after 8 o'clock and she hasn't had her 8 o'clock treats yet. But she'll come looking for those. She will come looking for those. And I don't think we'll do her bark box tonight. We might do that tomorrow. So keep an eye out. If you want to see her reaction to a bark box, it is hilarious. I mean, you open that thing up and she's got her nose in there and she pulls the toys out. Last time she got one of the toys and she just absolutely went. It was like a cat watching a cat with catnip. She was all over that toy, tossing it around and basically playing with it straight away. And then I told her there was another one in the box. That one quickly got forgotten, and she got out the new one and started playing with that one. And then, of course, we pulled out the treat bags, and we had to open the treat bags so she could try them. And yeah, she's trying to get her nose in the bag. Yeah, she's very funny when it comes to doing the bark boxes. So we've got one that we will probably save till tomorrow, only because I am mentally and physically exhausted right now. And but it's a good type of exhaustion. Oh, and then when I got back from doing the mail, I had about 30 minutes before I had to be online for our mastermind call, because we do 2 coaching calls throughout the month on a Thursday, and this was the 5 o'clock one. And we also do our full day ones on Saturdays, on one Saturday a month. We've already done the Saturday one this month, so this was our final get together for September. And that was a really good call as well. And actually, actually went for an hour and a half, which is why I am so late doing this, because as soon as we finished with that, I had to take Zeffy for a walk and everything else. So, and then of course I wanted to do my unboxing with the quackers here and get them all sorted out as well. And so yeah, so I will drop the link for the quackers into the description below the video if you're interested in getting your own little quackers with their own little propellers. So my quacker advisory, I've got to figure out how to do this thing back up again. Oh, I think I got it. I think we got it. Bye, George. I think we got it. There you go. Chin strap done. These things are so cute. Oh, hang on. He forgot his sunglasses again. There we go. How cute is that? Would you not want to sit and talk to a dude or a dudette? Could be a dude with a pink helmet. Who cares? Could be a dudette with a pink helmet. Who cares? But bunny rabbits on the side. How cute is that? We'll get the other ones up, and once I get the other ones up and together, I will do a picture of my quacker advisory. Oh, that's going to be so much fun. But anyway, so yeah, so it's been a really good day, and I'm sort of like, how is it possible that you can just improve on day after day after day when you're going to learning and everything like that? So tomorrow it's into the genealogy learning. I think my first class is at 7. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. And then Saturday, we're at 6 o'clock. The one on Saturday at 6 o'clock is called, so 6 a.m. on Saturday Pacific time. We've got one that's called The Nightmare Presenter, or How Not to Present Online. And I'm like, yeah, you want me awake at 6 o'clock for that one? And so, yeah, so there's, which is good, because a lot of the classes coming up over the next 2 days are ones I really, really wanted to go to as well. There were a couple on the last 2 days where I couldn't go because of networking riches, but that's okay. We will get caught up with those as well. And they got all this networking stuff as well, so you get to know other genealogists and what their specialties are. And me, I'm still just trying to decide what my specialty will be. I'm curious about forensic genealogy, because there's so much involved with that. And but there's all sorts of things that genealogists can be involved with. When I genealogy for years, it's been tracing ancestors and finding out more about this, finding out as much as you can about their story, but not really knowing where to look. And then when I started looking at becoming a professional genealogist, it was looking into that, starting to take classes and getting eyes like wide open. What I knew about genealogy, as far as the different fields of genealogy, there is about this much. There's a whole bunch. Like, you got forensic genealogy, which, yeah, then there's all the DNA stuff. Then there's even house genealogy. You can actually, there's actually genealogists who will research houses. Genealogy actually gets you, what I found very interesting is with genealogy, the different areas that a genealogist can do research in, for court cases, for probates, for the history of a house, for the history of a building, historical society. When people apply to have a building declared historic, it's a genealogist that goes in there and does some of the research on that, about the people who have lived in the house when it was built. They do the life of the house or the building. and the people who have occupied it over the years and things like that. So there's a whole bunch, and reuniting families is a completely other area as well, or finding adopted children or adopted parents. There's a whole slew of stuff. And since I became a professional genealogist and all the classes I'm taking and everything else, every time I take a class, I find a new field of genealogy. I've got a textbook that I read that's about yay thick, and it's textbook size, and it's what was it called? I'll complete mind back. It's about being a professional genealogist, and they had a list. They got a huge list in there on the different areas of genealogy. Yeah. All I knew about genealogy at the time was tracing ancestors, finding out the truth behind myths and family myths and legends, which I absolutely love doing. So I love the stories. There's another branch of genealogy which I found about last week, which is the genealogist, but what they do is they go in and they record people's stories, do audio recordings, video recordings if requested, but they do audio recordings of people's stories. They have a bunch of questions that they can sit there and ask, and they will go in several times with the person and make it a very comfortable environment, usually in their home, so they're comfortable. Try and make it as distraction-free as possible. And they do audio recordings rather than video recordings. Some of the clients may request a video recording, and they will do that, but they like the audio recordings. And then they go back and they get it all transcribed and all of that sort of stuff. And it was really interesting listening to the person who does this. And right at the end, she mentioned palliative care. And I immediately knew what she was talking about, because one of the women who was in my caregivers group back in Virginia when Brad first had cancer, and we had that caregivers group, she was having she was going to have somebody come in and interview her husband, who had lung cancer at the time, about his life story. But before this person could come over and she found out it was a service under palliative care. And before they could have this person come over to interview her husband to tell his story and everything else, things started going downhill, and he ended up passing away before they got all of that done. So that was one of the things that she told us about, that, if they're under palliative care, there's actually these people that come in and talk with your spouse or your loved one about their life and get their life story recorded, so that you always have those memories preserved. And I was like, yeah, I like that idea and all that. And so this was another service that this person offered. So last week was really cool, because there was a lot of subjects that I never would have thought of with genealogy. And but that one, it's actually a genealogist that goes in and records people's stories, and then take that transcript and can incorporate it into a life story about that person, or incorporate it into a book about the family history. So you can take snippets of that. You can have the recordings available online for the family only to go on and listen to. So it was very interesting learning about that. So I'm curious to see all the stuff I'm going to learn over the next couple of days. They're going to be a long day. Actually, no, they're actually not that long, because we finish working off East Coast time. We're finishing 5 p.m., 5:30. Yeah, around 5:30 Eastern time. So here around 2:30 Pacific time. So then I can go get a nap and get ready for the next. I'm all about taking naps over these last few days. It's been very physically and mentally challenging. It's been a lot of work, but I've absolutely loved every minute of it. And sounds like Zephy wants to play, because she's got one of her toys that she's tossing around. Like, I leaned over to look at her, and she's got this toy hanging out of her mouth. One of her tug toys that she wants to play tug with. So anyway, that's it from us for today. It's been an awesome, awesome day. A great networking riches. Today's hot seats were, wow. The team that gets together to decide, because people have to apply to be on the hot seats, and they volunteer. They don't get voluntold. They volunteer to be on the hot seats, and the ones that we had on the hot seats today were just exceptional hot seats, and it was worth. I just enjoyed it's my favorite. It's my favorite part. It's seeing that light bulb go off when they suddenly like, oh my gosh, I can actually do that. Oh wow, Oh. Can you tell somebody's playing tug with me? Release, Zeffy, release. Release, Zeffy, release. Good girl. Okay, so this is a raccoon that my friend Joan, who has a dog called Eldred, sent to Zeffy. And you're supposed to actually open this. This actually opens down here. And you put a bottle in there to fill the body out. But Zeffy won't let me do that. And then the tail is a squeaker. And as you can see, this thing, it looks very new, looks great. He has a little worn from a little slobbered. But the interesting thing with my puppy, and I can actually feel the separate pieces. Here is the squeaker. Here is the squeaky thing. And here, underneath here, is the actual bit that makes the noise. So when you push this thing, it blows it through the little squeaker, and this little squeaker is sitting right here. Somehow, without damaging the toy, she has disconnected the squeaker from the plastic bit. You're very clever. Is this your raccoon? So she was very appreciative for Eldred for sending. Well, was there a squeaker? There's a squeaker in here too. Yep, there was a squeaker on this piece too, and she's disabled that one as well. Now it's just a chew toy, isn't it? There you go, sweet girl. So yeah, I'm off to play with the pup. And so stay tuned. So keep an eye out for tomorrow, because tomorrow we will be unboxing a BarkBox sometime after 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. We'll unbox the BarkBox, because I won't have any time to do it before then, because the schedule is pretty packed. But anyway, go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. We will catch you guys back here. Let's see, it's Friday. Yep, we'll be able to do 6 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night. So that is the end of our podcast number 1149. And I'm still amazed at how the breakthrough zones just get better and better and better and better. And with the people we get on there are so open and coachable, and they're ready for a change in their business. They just, it could be just that one little thing that they've got to make it just like a quarter. Like if you think about we give them the key to they've got the key. They're trying to find the lock. We put the key in, we find the lock for them, and they're just going to do that little quarter turn to unlock that lock. And sometimes that's all it needs. It's just that little quarter turn. They just need to, or they've got the key, they need to find the padlock to get that quarter turn in there. So that's what we help them find, is the key to their padlock. And then to give it that quarter turn, and they're off to the race. They're off and running. So anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.